Hey guys, so I'm going to show you how to make some educational videos using the Keynote app on iPad or even iPhone. Um, Full disclosure, I am using the screen record option on my iPad Pro to actually do those Keynote educational videos. And I'm going to show you how. So I start my screen record option on my iPad, which I'm actually already recording because the video has started. And then I open up the Keynote app. We're going to start already with the app open, which is what you see here. So once the app is open, you're going to click that plus sign to create a new presentation and then check which layout you want. I'm going to click the white one, just a plain white with black letters. Of course, you can choose whatever you want. Now you're just going to update those boxes just like you would with a regular PowerPoint. Keynote is a version of PowerPoint that is used for iPads. So it would just be like a very simple PowerPoint, and you just click on those. Again, I'm using a keypad as well attached to my iPad, but you don't need a keypad to do it. So I labeled it. Now we click that plus sign at the bottom, and I'm going to add a different slide. I'm just going to add a slide that has a picture and text to it. And I actually just finished doing a video, which you can see in the comments section, for teaching my kids scales. I'm going to add some of the items that I had. I labeled this musical alphabet. Now, if I click on that plus sign on that picture, it opens up the option to add a picture, and I'm just going to add a picture from my library. Once the picture is there, I can actually crop it and edit it. So you can actually that was just a screenshot of something that I took from the internet. So if I double tapped it, it opens up this box where I can actually enlarge or reduce the size. So I reduced it, and now on the edge, I'm going to drag those little lines down, and I'm going to actually crop it. If you make a mistake, don't worry, you can always keep editing. So I'm going to click done. And then I'm going to see that I actually have like a little line left at the bottom of the picture. So I'm going to just drag those lines again. Again, you can change the size, and I'm just going to drag those little lines again. And I was able to crop it once more. And again, you can always just enlarge it by dragging the little dots around the box, and then just hold and drag the words and make the picture bigger. Let's click on the plus sign and add another slide to our PowerPoint. Again, you have different options for the layouts that you're going to use. So the plus sign on the bottom left hand side, we're going to add a slide. This time I'm just going to add a slide that has words and bullets. So I'm going to click that slide that just has the title with the different options just to put bullets on there. Again, double tap to edit just like the instructions say. And I'm just going to label it music alphabet, which is what I was working on with my kids. And then I double tap and edit. And then again, for me, it's easier because I'm using a keypad, but the iPad would open up a keypad on its own as well. And then I just click enter, and it opens up a new bullet point. And then you would just type them as you would, like I said, on a PowerPoint. So it's very similar, but it is called Keynote if you're not familiar with the app. Now, let's say that you decided to change the order of slides. You're just going to hold the slide down on the left-hand side, hold it down with your finger, and then you're going to drag it to where you actually want it to be. So I'm going to move that slide over, and I'm going to make it into the slide 2 position, just like that. Now it's my second slide, but I still see the slide that I'm working on, and then I can just navigate to and from whatever slides I want. Now, if you click on that paintbrush on the top right-hand side, that will open up a side menu where you can actually change the themes of your slides. You can change the backgrounds to a specific color or gradient. You can even use an image. This is great if you're using some type of additional image that might not work with a specific color. You can just change it for that one slide. So it works great because you won't have to change the entire theme. Now, clicking on that plus sign at the very top, what we're going to do is open up an additional menu. We're going to click on Image Gallery. That button will actually add a blank picture area, kind of like what PowerPoint has, where you can add a picture to it, especially if you're just working on layouts. But I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. And the next button that I'm going to click on is Drawing. That one opens up the pencil section. Now, I don't personally have a stylus right now or an Apple Pencil, so I just use my fingers. So you would just select whatever you want to do, click on the color. You can change the color around and you could write on it if there's anything specific that you want to add. And then you just click done on the right hand corner and it's set and actually saves it as a picture where you can actually move it around. But I'm going to delete it. And this time, what I'm going to click on the right hand side is I'm actually going to click on equation. This is great for math teachers. So you would actually be able to just type out your mathematical equation and it makes it look just like an equation would maybe in your textbooks or in other additional materials. You would just type whatever you want and then click insert and then your equation is going to be there and you can enlarge it using the blue dots and move it around. I'm going to delete it and click equation one more time because what I'm going to show you is how to add specific symbols for your equation. If you look at the very bottom, there's a menu and that menu allows you to add all types of symbols. Now, Keynote's not going to limit you. It's never going to tell you that your equation is wrong. So you could literally type whatever and it will allow you to do it. So you could add whatever equations you need and then delete them or move them around or make them bigger. Now let's go ahead and insert some audio. So we're going to put record audio and you can actually record your own voice into the audio. So I'm going to show you how it happens where you click record and then you're going to see how that audio is going to show up. I'm not going to insert audio from there because I'm doing this tutorial video, but that's the way it would work. So you can actually record audio into each specific slide and you can trim it or edit it, make it longer, preview it, and just make it go away. If you want to make it go away or delete it, you could do that. So if you're not planning on doing any additional things after this, doing the audio would be great. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click the people little icon at the top, which you can actually add people and you can actually work on the PowerPoint presentation together if you want to work with a colleague. Let's click on the plus sign one more time. And this time I selected to add shapes. So I'm going to be able to add those shapes. Again, like if you're working with math, I'm a music teacher. So if you want to just make it look fun, you want to decorate it, or if you want symbols to pop or be more evident, any type of symbol, you could just move things around, make them bigger. I'm zooming in so you can see. I just make it bigger. And then you can actually add animations. You just hold down, double tap, you open up and you click animate, and it opens up that menu where you can add a specific animation to that image just to make it pop or make the slide a little bit more fun or make the students focus on something. You can actually click a link also on the original menu and link it to a specific video or file. Now, one of the things that I'm going to show you, this is really great for math teachers. You can actually add graphs to this and they're very simple to do as well. So I went back to that little plus sign that I had, and this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that graph chart and I'm just going to click on one of those charts. And again, those blue dots is where you can make it bigger or smaller. But if you actually modify the parameters and change those numbers, I'm going to change some of them to 0 just so you can see how those bar lines actually went away. And it'll update it for you right away. So you can actually do a lesson while you're doing this online recording and show the kids how when you change those lines or those values, how it changes. So as you're recording this on your Keynote, you can actually add voice afterwards with the explanations, which is very cool. Now, again, I'm using Keynote and I'm actually recording the screen of my iPad. Again, if you embedded the voice before that, the iPad will record it already with the voice, or you can actually export it as a movie. I do the screen recording and I'm going to show you why. Click on those 3 dots at the very, very top corner on the right, and that actually is going to open up a menu. Now, that menu, there's a button that says Allow Remote Control. If I click that, I can actually use my iPhone as a remote control. As long as your iPhone or device has Keynote on it, it would allow you to use it as a remote. You can actually add sound. That's what I clicked on before. But right now, we're going to click on Allow the Remote Control. As you can see, my phone is already paired to it because I've already used this before. And I'm going to use my phone as a remote to control it while I'm doing the presentation live. When I'm actually running the presentation, I open up my phone, remote control, and then this is what happens. So as an overlay, you can see this is my phone. Now, if I click on that right top button, I will be able to get the play button. Sometimes it'll sync right away by itself. Other times you might have to click on that button. So if we click on that button, that play button comes out, we click play, and now we're in presentation mode. Now, if we click on that little pencil that looks like it's a little lasso, we'll actually be able to write on it. Once I do, anything that I write will show on my presentation. Now, again, I put the screen on top of the actual presentation so you could actually see what I would see on my remote. You could use a pen or a stylus. Your Apple Pencil is what I mean. Of course, it'll be a lot neater. I'm using my finger. If I remove it, this was what the actual presentation would look like without. But I'm doing that through my phone, which is a very cool part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of there and I'm going to add a slide so that you can see how it actually works. It's specifically for math teachers or maybe some science teachers that need graphs. So I opened up a blank slide and I went to add my graph section just like we did earlier. Now I'm opening up my remote on the side and doing the presentation mode and opening up that pen option we just did. So now what's going to happen is I can write on it. And as I'm doing it, I'm actually recording my screen on my laptop or my iPad, I'm sorry, which is what you're seeing as a video right now. So the kids would be able to see this as a video that your iPad's already recording while you're writing through your phone as a remote, which is super cool because you can do these videos without any additional apps. You can just create the PowerPoint and actually write on the PowerPoint. So that's a really cool thing. Now, if we click those presentation button at the very top left corner, you're just going to go back to the presentation area. There's no save button, which is really cool. It actually saves it straight to your cloud if you have it linked. I have that other video I had worked on for my kids, and of course the sample one. Now, if I click where it says presentation, it opens up where I can just rename the presentation, and I'm just going to put sample video on it, and it's already saved there. You don't have to be clicking save all the time. You're not going to lose all your work, which is exactly why I like Keynote. If I open it back up and I click on those three little dots on the very end of the menu, I can actually export it as a movie or print it or share it. But what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to save it straight to my iPad. This is what you would do if you want to save it as a movie, if your slides are already timed and if you already added video. I don't do that because I don't know exactly how much I'm going to take per slide, but it may be you just want to create a quick sample video or like an audiobook, you could do that. Now, because I've been screen recording, all I have to do is stop my screen recording and this video is already saved to my images. So I'm going to stop my screen recording and it's already saved directly to my computer. I don't have to do anything else. I'm going to show you how if I go back. This is the program I use. We all have Adobe with our district. So I just use this program to do my voice overlay. If I chose not to do voice overlay on the slides directly. So I'm just going to open up the presentation I did for my kids. And this, I'm going to scroll through it, is actually what it would look like. Just as you can see, I'm stretching it out. Video, like it, all my writing that I did through the remote is now animated as a video that was saved straight to my computer, which is really cool. And then you see that green. I just clicked a record button. If you need help doing that, you can do this through iMovie or through any other application. Thanks for watching. Hope this video helped.